I can't believe it, but we just got a new Marvel and DC crossover for the first time in 20 years, featuring stories with Batman and Deadpool, Captain America and Wonder Woman, Rocket Raccoon getting a Green Lantern ring, and so much more. Because yesterday, Marvel and DC dropped their new Batman and Deadpool comic, and like I said, this contains a ton of other crossover stories as well. So I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of the main Batman Deadpool story that happens, plus my review of the entire thing. So the story starts off with Bruce Wayne sitting in Wayne Manor in Gotham City when suddenly Deadpool comes smashing through the glass. And Deadpool is talking to Bruce Wayne, telling him that he's in town for this job he got hired for, but he's asking Bruce Wayne, since he's a billionaire, if he has anything he wants to hire Deadpool for. Bruce Wayne says no, and then Deadpool ends up revealing that his target is actually Batman, so he sees the bat signal and leaves immediately to go find him. Since Bruce Wayne knows that Deadpool's hunting down Batman, he obviously changes into Batman himself and goes and hunts him down. The two end up fighting and find out, hey, they're pretty evenly matched. They can't really beat each other, which just shows how goated Batman is, since Deadpool, a guy that literally can't die, can't beat Batman in a fight head on. So Deadpool proposes that they actually just end up teaming up and that he could never take down Batman, and Batman's like, yo, I gotta take down the Joker anyways, maybe this crazy guy will help me take down an even crazier guy in the Joker. The two hop in the Batmobile to go chase down Joker together, and Deadpool makes this joke about Robin, because Batman tells Deadpool, no, I don't really work with anybody unless it's Robin, and Deadpool responds saying, ah yes, the boy wonder, fighting crime with a shapely young boy, safe to assume you've already heard every joke I could make about that. But then as they continue driving down the street, Deadpool actually gasses Batman, knocks him out, and says, sorry buddy, a job is a job, and he actually betrays Batman and turns him into the Joker, who is the guy that originally hired Deadpool in the first place. And the Joker, now that he has Batman captured, is like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill Batman right here, right now. And then Deadpool makes another super Deadpool-esque joke saying, oh really? I could see us playing a never-ending game of cat and mouse. It evolves into a de facto relationship that neither of us knows how to end, because against the odds, it's become the most important relationship in our lives. I don't know, I'm just spitballing, obviously making fun of the dynamic between Joker and Batman. Joker's like, no, I'm killing Batman, I'm gonna release Joker Venom and kill a bunch of people, and the only way to stop it is by hitting a button at the middle of this carousel, but if you hit this button to stop the Joker Venom being released, you are going to die if you're the one that hits the button. Joker says this to Batman, forgetting that Deadpool's in the room and assuming he doesn't know that Deadpool is pretty much immortal, so Deadpool has a change of heart. He's like, you know what, I got this one for you, Batman, I'll go hit the button. And he literally just gets absolutely nuked, but since it's Deadpool, he lives and survives it anyways and saves the day. And then Batman's like, alright, you did save Gotham, thank you for that, I'm gonna let you go home, but do not come back here ever again. And that's the end of the Batman and Deadpool story. And like I said, there are lots of other short crossovers in here, which we'll get to in 1 second. First, I want to give my thoughts on this main Batman and Deadpool story. Is it like the most revolutionary, game-changing thing you've ever read in your life? No, but I am a huge nerd, and just seeing these two characters interact honestly so naturally, like Deadpool oddly fits in super well between Batman and the Joker's dynamic here. It's just something that's really cool to see, and even though the story is very simple, it is just enjoyable. I'm not going to do full breakdowns for all the other stories and crossovers in this issue, because a lot of them are like 5 pages or less, just very short. You have this kind of odd interaction between Captain America and Wonder Woman where she convinces him not to kill this mustache man above me. So that was definitely a story choice, but there are some really cool panels in here of like Wonder Woman here, and this one with some of the Avengers and Storm and stuff behind Superman holding Supergirl. Get a little story between Crypto the Superdog and Jeff the Land Shark, which is obviously not much happening because neither of these characters really talk. You get a little team up story between Green Arrow and Daredevil, which honestly I think has the best art out of any of the stories in this issue. Like, these fight scenes are honestly just super cool looking. They cooked with this. Interaction between a Guardians of the Galaxy team and the Green Lantern Corps, with Rocket getting a Green Lantern ring, which is honestly just kind of funny to imagine. Like, MCU Rocket getting a Green Lantern ring would be an absolute menace. There's 2 very short little stories with Wolverines that are both like 2 to 3 pages long. One is Batman versus Old Man Logan, and then we get this new character Logo, which is a combination of Lobo, the DC villain, and Logan, obviously from Marvel, who's Wolverine. And comic insiders are now reporting that it's very likely we're going to be getting a new Superman and Spider-Man crossover next year, because 2026 will be the 50th anniversary of the original Superman Spider-Man crossover. So overall, I'm going to give the entire comic an 8 out of 10, because none of the stories are amazing on their own, but it is just so cool to see these two universes colliding, and all the stories are, like I said, very enjoyable. And let me know in the comments below, which 2 DC and Marvel characters do you want to cross over in the future? If you want to see some Big the Batman Part 2 news, click the video at the top of the screen, or if you want to see our first look at Doctor Doom and Avengers Doomsday, click the video at the bottom, and thank you for watching.